Sports fans of all ages, ESPN 93.5 and Town Square Media is proud to present to you the best Quad City sports talk radio show in the world. With the face who runs the place, T-Roy, the OG on the marquee, Jaybird, and the cat who runs the chat with the stats, Statman Surge. We are Don't Hassle Us, We're Local. We're not a Quad City Sports Talk radio show. We're not the Quad City Sports Talk radio show. We are your Quad City Sports Talk radio show. Welcome to the conversation, Quad Cities. But first, the Dawn.
It's Friday, Jaybird, and we're here in the Hassle Palace, baby. Brought to you by Done Right Satellite and Dish. This is Don't Hassle Us, We're Local here on ESPN 93.5. All the usual suspects on a Friday, including our man Mitch from Front Street Brewery, our frickin' brewer.
What's going on, fellas? How we
Hi,
doing?
buddy.
Brought you guys a little treat.
I know.
All right.
I'll tell you what, everybody. Tell them what it is right now.
So we've been kind of on a roll. And that's obviously my doing. We've been doing a lot of.
Yeah. Don't be blaming anybody else.
Yeah, I said we, but I've been doing a lot of sweet firkins. So decided to go completely 180 this week and do a fire roasted hatch chili Raging River. It's got a little heat to it. I will warn you.
I can smell the pepper. Like my eyes are already watering.
This will wake
great.
you right up, Serge.
Yep.
Cheers, guys.
Good, thanks.
So I hope you like spicy.
Holy cow. Woo!
Now, we actually got these peppers from New Mexico. So these are authentic, real deal, fire roasted hatch chili peppers from New Mexico.
Thank God, because that wall was about to go up. You couldn't have got him at the wall.
No,
You said New Mexico.
New Mexico.
Oh, my bad.
I like that.
Yeah.
Let that sit for a little bit. Have my palate
Yeah, I'll let
cleanse.
that sit and make sure that it ain't going to hurt
I like it.
on the way out.
I can hear his stomach belling already.
Oh, my
Apparently,
God.
that's
That's
some
spicy.
Lobo salsa.
That's what I'm
T-Rex.
saying.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like, all I need is this with the Lobos kill my tongue salsa, whatever that stuff was called.
It's called Death Wish.
Death wish. Something like I knew it had something to do with me dying.
If you're having
Oh,
tacos
man.
for dinner tonight, we got your beer pairing covered.
I guess, man. You don't need to put any hot sauce on your tacos. Just drink the beer. It's good. I mean, I guess if you like spicy, you're going to love this.
Yeah, it's definitely got a nice, as you can tell, upfront heat element to it, but then, it kind of fades to that nice...
Kind of grabs you by the boo-boo, don't it?
It lets you know it's there, definitely. And then, kind of fades to that nice, that earthy fire-roasted pepper, which kind of pleased with.
Well, Mitch, you never disappoint, man.
Thanks.
You bring things that I would never drink, and I'd be like, eh. And then I try it, and I'm like, all right, it's pretty good.
Just trying to open up your world, man. Show you what's out there.
You're an inspiration to everybody, especially me.
Hey, did I tell you guys that it's TGIAAF?
Thank God it's AAF Alliance Friday.
It's TGIAAF.
Oh my God, Foster.
No, it's TGIAAFF. Thank God it's the Alliance of American Football Friday.
There's
Jay,
Did you not know
Jay,
that?
I thought
What?
we talked about this.
What's that?
We're just calling it the Alliance.
I know, but for
You
now.
still sound like that nerd.
But so it's TGIAF?
Yeah.
It's the Alliance, man.
Thank God it's
Hey.
Alliance Friday.
Okay.
There you go. Thank you.
All
See?
right.
That was smooth, T-Roy. That was smooth.
I'm helping.
TGIAF.
I can't even be here every day.
Everybody we talk to says, hey, it's just the Alliance, man.
You know what?
Hey,
Jake,
we're
can I do my rant on these weathermen?
It's actually on the outline. You want me to read it? It says...
Stop calling it the AAF or the Alliance of American Football.
No, it says...
Stop being a dork.
It says on the outline, it says, Troy hates weather people unless their name is Cedric.
Dude, that might be true. I listen.
Proceed.
If you're out there, I don't care if you're channel 6, 8, 4. Come on, guys. Quit scaring everybody to death, man. I mean, they're calling school because they think that everything's going to freeze and fall. Nothing happens. I mean, my walks were less slippery at 3 o'clock than they were at 8 in the morning. Oh man,
You guys gave him an 11-minute window for this.
this is it's absolutely ridiculous.
What are you
Quit
mad-
scaring everybody.
What are you mad about?
What am I mad about?
Yeah.
That they call school every other day because of this garbage surge.
Okay, sorry.
And then they scare everybody into staying in so they don't go out and enjoy life. It's ridiculous. You guys don't even get it right half the time. If I was that wrong, people would fire me.
Didn't see
Unreal.
you out. Didn't see you out yesterday.
Yeah, you did, actually. As soon as Amy came home, I got my butt out.
Okay.
Unreal, you guys. Knock it off. Went to school for that. You guys are garbage.
All right.
I'm just saying. Sports reporters, they have a real job. They have to be right.
Mitch, your
You guys-
pepper beer's got them all heated up.
Well, I'm just saying, these guys don't even have to be right.
When
If
have we ever
Randazzo went on there was 50% right about the sports he reported, he'd get fired.
What did you say the Browns' record was going to be this year?
It's just guesstimation, Serge. I'm not reporting facts.
Well, we don't have to be right either.
Whatever. You just pipe down over there. If I want any word, I don't need you sticking up for the weathermen.
I'm not at all.
Yeah, you are.
No.
Yeah, you are.
No.
I'm going to drink some more of this fire pepper beer.
No.
That's not the name.
Weathermen are horrible.
No, we'll go with it.
Don't get me wrong.
I'm not going
I'm
to tell him he's
just
wrong.
kidding.
Right
Other,
now.
I only like Cedric right now, though, because he's the only one that hasn't let me down. But you other ones, you know who you are. What is just silly? You
Well-
think that we didn't live in Iowa?
Yeah, I know, but the thing is if something does happen, then people call in.
I'm sure they get it either way.
T-Roy, I did
I'm
see.
just having fun with him. I don't mean it.
I know, but then someone gets to tell you like I'd rather go to extra day of school in June than
T-Ray's
a
30 seconds
child's
rant
funeral.
of how
and
much I hate you, followed by just kidding.
You know what? I
it's
can't
like,
ever.
it's like yelling at your child.
That's teasing.
I can't believe it is. Ah, you know I love you.
You know, we live in Iowa, man. We live in the greatest state in America, and I happen to live in Bettendorf, the best city in the state. So I live in the greatest place in the world. I have nothing to complain about.
There you go.
So I might as well just be happy all the time. I can't really be too mad about much. I get to come in here every day and look at these two.
Well,
You are lucky.
I know.
we got Mitch in here. We'll talk to Mitch in a second. Just wanted to give a rundown. Iowa had a big win last night on the road at Indiana for 77-72 victory.
What about the stones on Bohannon, man?
Yep.
Good God.
Ice in his
Oh.
veins. We're going to talk to Tom Kakert about that. We're coming up on District Wrestling. Matt Koss will be on. We have a big basketball game on Monday night. Number 1, North Scott Lancers go to number 2, Bettendorf, to play in Class 4A basketball.
Now, are there any games tonight for those guys?
Yeah, there's plenty tonight, and Koss
Okay.
will do the rundown. But that's
Okay.
the one. I mean, if one of them loses, by the time the rankings come out on Monday, they won't be 1 and 2. But they're playing well right now. They're peaking at the right time. We can look at the NBA All-Star Draft later on, and then we have a call in at 1:30 from Dylan Rubino. He's the Memphis reporter, the reporter for the Memphis Express of the Alliance, and everything in between. We're gonna talk. We're gonna do our first guess the lines for the Alliance. We're gonna look at game, the game synopsis of each game going on this weekend, and we're gonna talk about our fantasy draft that we got into. With,
Serge, guess who I've already got?
with Matt Bowie.
You didn't get Trevor Knight.
No,
You didn't get Ekram Wadley.
yes, he did.
Yes, I did.
You did?
Yeah.
You son of a gun.
Guess who else I got? Cole Hunt, tight end.
You.
I got the first recommended, and guess who else I got?
Why are you getting
professional-
mad? This is not. You're not in this league.
I know I'm not. What do you think I'm mad? I'm not in this league. Oh, Serge doesn't want to be in it, but he knows all the players, obviously.
I got Luis Perez.
Oh, you're done. You're
That's
fine.
a good one. All right, so
Well, Trevor Knight's going to have a monster year. Well, he's
Oh, by the way, I got the starting running back for your hot shots too.
Trevor Knight's starting quarterback.
yeah, but he
I
also
got your
the
starting
running
running back.
too. Yeah,
Whatever, dude.
we'll look at
Larry
that
Rose,
in
dude.
the second
Whatever,
hour.
man. Hey, have fun in your imaginary football league.
Made a
I'm
post.
not the one that didn't invite you.
Sounds like it.
Made a
You can
post.
co-run my
Stop
team.
it.
There we go. What do you mean, stop it?
Made a post on Twitter. Made a post on Facebook.
We just argued. We hugged it out right there. We had a great time. Now we're co-managing a team. And Jason's on us.
Oh, you guys are co-managers? It just happened like that.
Did you just not see what happened?
we did,
I'm
Jay.
trying to get
It
through
comes
this.
together on Don't Hassle Us.
People helping people.
trying to get
Powerful
through this
stuff.
here.
Jay's used to running everything by himself. Like he
If it's not on the outline, Jay doesn't want to hear it.
Oh man.
It's not
Hey
true.
Jay, did I ever tell you about the first time I tongue kissed?
All right.
Hey, speaking of the Masked Singer,
Oh, yeah. Did you see who the Masked Singer was?
no, Jay, I was
Is
joking.
that on the outline?
You didn't see who it was? It was Ricky Lake. All right, anyway.
How's she look these
She was
days?
a Raven. She looks good. She's turning 50 this year.
Better with the mask on?
Yeah.
Ricky was always cute, man.
Yeah, she's not bad. All right. Listen,
She
I
was
want
always
to-
cute. She
Stop.
was just a little
Stop.
chunky,
Did you
but
See-
she was always
Did you
cute.
see her in Crybaby?
I don't know, probably not.
Okay.
All right, stop.
Jay's racking
I
his
want
brain
to
out.
employ the people out there listening. I made a post on Facebook and I wrote something on Twitter. Give your fingers a rest. Give your thumbs a rest. Rest your internet muscles. After 1 o'clock, go ahead and call in. Tell us whether or not you're going to be watching the Alliance this weekend. If you think it's going to succeed or not, tell us why or why not. Or what team you're rooting for. Or if you want to, you can talk about the Hawkeyes. You can talk about the MLB possible rule changes. You can even talk about the NBA All-Star Draft. But give us a call, 391-3776, after 1 o'clock, between the 1 and 1:30, and then after we talk to Dylan Rubino from Memphis. But I want to hear from you guys because, I mean, obviously we're in imaginary football. We're going to talk gambling. We're on board with the Alliance.
There's nothing wrong with imaginary football.
No, this draft that we did has been fun. It's been a slow draft, and I'm interested more to hear from people that are just like, I don't want to even give it a second of my time, but that claim to be like huge football fans. I want to hear why they won't give it a second of their time, or if they say like, I'll watch the first week, but I will not watch the second week. Do you understand what I'm saying, Serge?
Oh, I'm with you.
Or like they're like, I'm going to dip my toe in the water week 1, and then I'll make my decision on whether or not I'm going to support
I
the
wouldn't
Alliance.
dip my toe in any water right now outside. I mean, Jay, it's cold.
You know what I'm talking about. It's a metaphor.
Oh, all right. But I did. You don't want to hear about my makeout story?
Mitch, tell us about this beer that you're going to be tapping at 5 o'clock today down at the Front Street Brewery tap room.
All right. It is a hatch chili pepper, fire roasted hatch chili pepper from New Mexico, infused into our Raging River, our flagship beer.
Oh, man.
So, yep, definitely got some nice pepper heat. Definitely a lot of that flavor, a little smokiness.
I mean, the hops are almost erased, almost gone. I can't even...
See, they say that hops and spicy food pair really well. So that was kind of the thought behind that one. Instead of using like Gold or Hefeweizen or something like that, went with the Rage.
Well, bravo, sir. Hats off to you. What else do we got going on down there other than frickin' Friday? Anything coming up with Front Street?
I know the St. Patty's Day party is in the works. Don't ask me too many details. I'm just busy making the beer. Other than that,
Are you going to make an Irish red, or what are you going to do, a stout?
We did an Irish red last year. Might tinker around, do an Irish dry stout, maybe an Irish red, bring that back. We'll see, The world is our oyster here.
I don't know if there'll be enough time.
Bed Bath & Beyond.
I like this pepper beer.
I'll do one.
I told you this last week. I like these pepper beers because you just kind of push it off to the side and then you just keep coming back.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing. And then after each drink, I'm like, oh, boy, what did I just do? And then I wait a little bit, and I'm like, oh, I want to try it again.
It's memorable because you're like, oh, yeah, I remember that the last time when I had that.
Yeah.
Need some salsa to wash that down?
No.
All right. Well, we're going to take a break, and then we're going to get Tom Kakert on the phone line, talk about Iowa last night, some recruiting information, and whether or not Iowa could be a 4 seed for March Madness.
All right, everybody. Hey, Serge.
Hey, T-Roy.
Where would I go if I wanted to get into a fantasy league and I didn't know where to start?
Gosh, I don't even know. Would I go to the internet?
You go to
No?
Locals Love Us, man.
Locals love us.
Guarantee that he's got something in there.
Oh, do you have
Yeah.
a guide
And
there
it would-
handy?
There's a guide, table of contents,
Do they
helps you
have a
find what you're
website,
looking
though?
for. Yep,
Okay, so I
localsloveus.com.
don't just have to Google oil changes.
Nope, nothing like that, man.
Fantastic.
And then you click on the Quad Cities and you browse your favorites.
Tell
It's
me
easy
more.
to use, buddy. And they even rank the most popular places for you. That's our buddy Chopper. Our friends at Locals Love Us. Your guide to the best.
Hey, this is Goose, PA announcer for the Quad City Storm, and you're listening to Don't Hassle Us, We're Local on ESPN 93.5.
Do it again, a little more heart.
You.
Get a shiver in the dark, it's raining in the park, but meantime Sound of the river, you stop and you hold everything.
Get more with McGrath.
Everyone knows more is always better, and that's exactly what you get with the McGrath Used Car Superstore of Davenport. Right, Gavin McGrath?
Without a doubt. We've got more of the used trucks everyone wants, and we'll save you more when you buy.
McGrath backs it up with prices from $10,988.
That's $10,988 on certified 4x4 pickups like F-150s, Rams, Sierras, and Silverados, plus pre-owned SUVs starting at $89.88.
And for those buyers with credit concerns,
it's no concern at the McGrath Used Car Superstore of Davenport. More finance sources to choose from and a team that works hard to get you approved.
It's tax time season, Gavin. Does that mean even more savings?
Absolutely. Bring in your tax refund and we'll double it up to $2,000.
More value for everyone at the McGrath Used Car Superstore of Davenport.
4618 North Brady Street in beautiful Davenport.
Online, McGrathAuto.com. Double your tax refund up to $2,000 varies based on price point.
So you're what they call an industrial athlete. But this ain't no gym. You're working hard. You got the right tools to get the job done? Would you play football and roller skates? I don't think so. So if your gear is beat up, tore up, all around mucked up, come on in and boot up at Quad City Safety, 5311 Tremont Avenue, Davenport. Or check us out at quadcitysafety.com.
Hey, it's T-Roy from Don't Hassle Us, We're Local. We've got your chance to win tickets to see two-time Grammy-nominated blues rock guitarist Joe Bonamassa, Thursday, March 7th at the Adler Theater. You can win your pair every day while we talk sports on Don't Hassle Us, We're Local between noon and 2. You can also register to win a pair by entering on the ESPN 93.5 app. Don't miss the Guitar Rock Band of the Year, Joe Bonamassa, at the Adler Theater Thursday, March 7th. Tickets now on sale through Ticketmaster or the Adler Theater box office. Listen to win from Don't Hassle Us, We're Local and ESPN 93.5.
Gobo Productions presents One Night of Queen. Since forming in 2002, Gary Mullen and the Works have performed to sellout audiences all over the world. And now they're back in the USA for a brand new tour. One Night of Queen is a spectacular live concert recreating the look, sound, and showmanship of arguably the greatest rock band of all time. You'll hear classic Queen numbers including We Will Rock You, Fat Bottom Girls, Another One Bites the Dust, Bohemian Rhapsody, and We Are the Champions. One Night of Queen, performed by Gary Mullen and the Works. This show will rock you.
Coming to the TaxSlayer Center March 24th. Tickets are on sale now at the TaxSlayer Center box office and Ticketmaster.com. Presented by Town Square Media.
And we're back in the Hassle Palace, brought to you by Dunright Satellite Dish. This is Don't Hassle Us, We're Local here on ESPN 93.5.
You guys are rowdy today.
I know, we're having fun.
It's because it's TGI.
Stop it.
AF. I'm going to call Kakert. Let's talk about the Iowa basketball game.
Oh, Lord.
What?
You and your TJIs.
What?
You and your TGIs.
I just tried to put in the wrong number there. Ugh, dear Lord. All right, fill them in real quick for me. Talk to them while I put Kakert in that sees his number.
Well, Hawkeyes, great game last night. If you didn't watch, got within 3, and Bohannon just makes not an impossible 3, but just a very unlikely 3-pointer. Puts them up by 6, and then from there it was just a game of fouling and free throws, and I think the Hawks ended up winning by 5.
Yep.
Hello.
Hey, Tom.
Hey, guys.
You're on air with Don't Hassle Us, We're Local here on ESPN
Wow.
93.5.
Wow.
I know. It feels special, doesn't it?
My first phone call.
That's
long
right.
long time listener,
Ever?
first time caller.
That's right. Tom, big win last night for the Hawkeyes.
It was. Anytime you can go on the road and get a win in conference, it's big. But when you can go to a place like Indiana, and they've had their share of struggles recently. with the 7-game losing streak, but they went up to Michigan State. It seemed like they were, maybe righting the ship, getting a win up in East Lansing, which is darn near impossible.
Right.
And to do that down there and get a win, I think is pretty significant. And now it sets up where maybe Iowa can go on a little run. Again, after, they had the 5-game win streak, but now, you get Northwestern on Sunday. And then, you've got at Rutgers, which will be a winnable game.
And that's also a 6-day break, too. That's
Tom, is Rutgers good at anything?
Like
maybe badminton?
They might have a women's basketball.
Are they?
Yeah, see Vivian Stringer, yeah.
Oh, yeah. God, she was a great Hawkeye coach.
Basketball. Maybe they've got a good lacrosse team, too.
All right. Sorry, Rutgers.
And then that next week they've got, I think, what's shaping up to be a huge game against Maryland, because that could be for that, try to put yourself in a position to be a 5 seed in the Big Ten tournament, and then Indiana coming to Iowa City. So it's they've got a chance to run off 6 in a row if they can get through those next 4, and potentially be a team that could win 23 games this year, which is pretty impressive.
How great did Jabo look last night? Down the stretch there. He scored the last 11 points of the game for Iowa.
Yeah, I was talking to a friend of mine, and who's a longer-term Iowa follower than I am. He goes back to the 60s and some of the great, the Ralph Miller teams and stuff like that, which I was born, but I was like, more interested in cartoons at that point.
Who wasn't, Tom?
Yeah.
Don't beat yourself up, buddy.
I know. But he might be the best clutch shooter that I've seen in an Iowa uniform. Just those big shots. That first 3 in the flow of the offense, and then the second one was just, that's
better than Carfino?
That's big time. Yeah, better than Carfino. Okay. That's I'm not saying Jordan Bohannon is Steph Curry, but that's like that second one was a Steph Curry type shot. That was
different angle, wasn't even squared up. It was great. It was
it's the dagger.
Yeah, it was. It really was a dagger. Because after that, it was just a game of fouling. I'll tell you what I did like there at the end. Fran was calling some really inventive out-of-bounds plays, because obviously they were doubling down on Bohannon. They didn't want him to get the ball. They wanted a less decent free throw shooter to get the ball. And Fran was calling anything and everything to get to ways to make Bohannon open, so that he was the guy getting the ball in that inbounds pass.
And let's give Connor McCaffrey some really high praise, because he was the inbounder on those plays, and
Correct.
Those passes were really, really good.
Oh yeah, he threw one. It was like a quarterback leading a receiver open. It was great.
Yeah, that the one right down the middle of the court,
yes,
right
correct.
about the foul line, where he put it between 2 Indiana guys, and that was a great pass. He did the throw while you're out of bounds to different guy play, which I thought was really good. And then he did the longer one where it had everybody by half court, and where Jordan's running up to get the ball, which makes it really hard to double him at that point.
Right. No, I said great job of coaching and great playing by the Hawks. Who stood out to you the most in the game other than Bohannon?
Tyler Cook. He was a beast. Just was.
I'll tell you, if Tyler could finish around the rim with more consistency, I think he would just be unbelievably dominant.
Yeah, and the beauty of this Iowa team, I think, is that on any given night, it could be a different guy. We've seen nights where it was Isaiah Moss, and Moss had a rough night last night. He didn't play well, and Garza was in foul trouble all night. And Garza, previous 5 games, averaging 21.2 a game.
Right.
And he was a non-factor. And it's, or you could have Joe Wieskamp, who I thought kind of carried them in the first half. He had 13 points in the first half, and really, I thought was a big difference maker for them.
Well, don't you think that they changed their game plan, their defensive game plan, to go to Weezy, and then that's what opened some things up for J-Bo?
Yeah. I think they decided, we better start really guarding the Wieskamp kid, and that left Jordan open. And give Fran some credit, too, on the defensive end, because, they started out really good, I thought, in man, and got up 9-2, and then some quick shots and bad transition defense and bad man-to-man defense resulted in that lead disappearing in 3 minutes, and they were down 15-11, but then Iowa goes on a 15-3 run and gets kind of control of the game and never really let it get away.
Tom, let me ask you, if we're standing at 18, if I was standing at 18-5 right now, and you're looking at, and you said, like, get to the 23 win, that means there's going to be, you're looking at possible 3 losses left on the rest of the schedule. Who are you looking at for that? Where's the wins, where are the losses? If we say Northwestern's a win, right?
Yeah.
Rutgers is a win, right?
I'm looking at what I do is, the place I go to is kenpom.com.
Sure.
That's my go-to because he does the analytics and everything that are really interesting to me. And right now he has Iowa winning against Northwestern, at Rutgers, beating Maryland by 3, winning against Indiana and Iowa City, a loss to Ohio State, a win at home against Rutgers, and then loss, Wisconsin, Nebraska.
Okay.
But I think that Nebraska game is gettable.
Yes.
Absolutely it is.
And I think the Ohio State game is gettable.
Okay.
I think
the toughest game
that
they have
Wisconsin's
left is
game's
Wisconsin,
gettable.
obviously, and that's Ethan Happ's senior day, so there's going to be.
That's a good point.
That's a tough spot. But even that Nebraska game, that could be Tim Miles' last home game, senior day for Watson and Palmer. That'll be a tough spot too, I think. A lot of emotion for Nebraska in that game.
What's Iowa looking at here? Do you think Iowa can reach a 4 seed if they finish 23-8? If they finish 24-7?
Yeah, some of it will depend on what goes on around them.
Mm-hmm.
Their net ranking, the NCAA switched from their primary tool that they use from the RPI
to the net,
to the net, which is a different algorithm, and Iowa's 23rd in that. So you got to get up to like 16. Mm-hmm. Now it's not the be all end all. It's not. That's exactly what they're going to use, but it's their primary tool, and it would be foolish for them in their first year not to use that, otherwise, and have seeds that aren't kind of around there, because then it's like, well, why are you even bothering with this tool? I thought you were going to use it, and you don't use it.
Yeah.
So I think, it's funny because I looked up what their RPI would be right now, and it would be 33. So it's just, you can tell the difference between the two just by looking at that. Ken Palm has Iowa at 23, so there's some agreement in the net and Ken Palm as to where Iowa's rated right now.
All right, if we're looking at Iowa's schedule, where's going to be the bad losses? Is it going to be Minnesota and Purdue?
Purdue's not even a bad loss. Purdue is probably, Ken Palm has them as a number 10 team. They really do not have a quote-unquote bad loss. Minnesota would probably be the only one, and they're at 51, so it's not a terrible loss, because if Iowa had gone up there and won, it would be considered. They have a quadrant system, and without diving too much into it, if you're top 75 and you go and if your opponent is top 75 and you go on the road and win there, that's considered a quad 1 win, and that they matter differently. So right now in quad 1, Iowa is 5-5, but 2 of those wins on the road are Penn State and Northwestern, who are 73 and 74. So they're right on the cusp of falling into a quad 2 situation instead of a quad 1.
Yes.
So it's going to be dicey with the resume. So, like, I just wrote something on our message boards that Iowa could lose by winning on Sunday, because it's very likely that if Northwestern gets pounded in Iowa City on Sunday, that their 73 ranking in the net ranking is going to fall below 75, and now it's a quad 2 win.
Yeah, but well, I don't see how they're not going to pound them on Sunday. I mean, it's superhero game night, you know?
Yeah.
So, I mean,
it's superhero
Hey, are you
night.
dressing up, Tom? Are you going to the game?
I will be there.
But are you dressing up?
No, I won't be in costume for this one. I was more excited for Star Wars Day when they had that. That was very exciting for me.
By the way, Tom, I got a text on the T-Ray text thread line that told me that Wisconsin's not a gettable game, so they're calling me out. I say it's gettable, but Tim Thompson does not agree.
Yeah,
he's a homer. He's a homer. Though.
You don't have to go back too far to see Jordan Bohannon holding a pose, knocking down a 3-pointer against a pretty good Wisconsin team up in the Kohl Center for a win.
That's why I try to tell these people, Tom. They don't want to listen to me. They don't hear me though.
No. Tom, do you want to talk quick about the signings this week? We got the kid down from Florida who was originally leaning more towards Army. Iowa came in late and offered. Let's talk about the 2 signings that we had. And Hartlib, the walk-on from Hartlib.
Yeah, there's some really good commits. In the last couple of days, Jeremiah Harris from Montini High School, up Chicago area powerhouse school. He's a cornerback, a defensive back, could end up bulking up and being, like Amani Hooker was this year, as a star position, kind of that hybrid linebacker safety. And then T.J. McCall, a 6'4", 225 kid out of Florida, who you mentioned was considering Army and Navy. It's funny because I always joke that when you sign up for Iowa football, it's like joining the Army in a lot of ways, because they're very regimented in what they do, including down to, they're providing you meals. So you got your 3 squares every day and everything. So, TJ McCall, big kid, 6'4", 225, and more developmental. I think it'll probably take him a couple of years to get the bulk, but explosive kid off the edge. And then I got a punter. So Iowa now has 2 scholarship punters. They picked up Michael Sleep Dalton from Arizona State, who's a grad transfer, kind of like Caluzzi was a couple of years ago. He averaged almost 44 yards a kick, so had 10 punts over 50 yards. So they're looking to improve that punt game that was pretty anemic the second half of the year for Iowa.
And so you like these signings? What about Hartlib, the walk-on? I mean, it's just good lineage is what we have there,
Yeah, with Hartlib, he just a good name. The guy that I'm kind of excited about is a kid from down in New London who played 8-man football, Luckett.
Yeah,
running back down there, really explosive athlete. I'm really curious to see what happens with him, because he could, potentially move to a couple different positions. He just has kind of that athleticism that jumps out at you, and he's a really good walk-on. This is a pretty good walk-on group. They got Quinn Schulte, the kid from Xavier. A lot of Iowa, people who watch prep football might be familiar with him at Cedar Rapids Xavier. So they've got a good group coming in this year from the walk-on front, as they do almost every year.
And we've got the young man from Moline as well.
Yeah, Javon Foy.
Yep.
He's a little sub 6 foot, 170 pounds. Had some injury issues, I think, this year, but good athlete, quick, fast. Moline had some really good players this year with, their pair of running backs, and then Foy to throw the ball. And they don't throw the ball a ton, but they did a little bit. And, I think he'll have a chance to maybe work his way in there and earn his spot and see what he can do as a walk-on.
That's how they describe me too, as sub 6 foot. So.
You sound taller on the phone.
I know.
He ate a 6-foot sub once.
Hey, Tom, thanks for making time for us today. I appreciate it. It's great to always talk to you, and I know you were traveling on Wednesday up to see Fran for a presser, so thanks for making time for us today to talk to us.
Oh, anytime for you guys. You know that.
Thanks,
happy to do it.
Yeah, you have a
See
great
you,
weekend.
Cakes. Have a good one, man.
All right, when we come back, we'll have Matt Koss from the Quad City Times.
Front Street Brewery, the oldest brew pub in the state of Iowa, is nestled beautifully along the bank of the mighty Mississippi. It's served the fine community of Davenport since 1992, with a bunch of great beers on tap, such as the Davenport Gold, the Satisfying American Ale, the Wise Guy, their take on instantly recognizable German wheat, or the Raging River, an English-inspired American IPA. And remember, every Friday is Frickin' Friday at Front Street Brewery, so make sure you make it to the tap room at 5:30, right, Jay? I think it's 5:30. 5. Yeah. For their Frickin' Friday release, and make sure you also check out their Facebook page for food and drink specials and their webpage, www.frontstreetbrew.com. And right now we're calling all bars and restaurants to get a hold of your local distributor and put some of that Front Street Brew on your tap lines or in your coolers today. That's Front Street Brewery, 208 East River Drive, or the tap room in the Freight House Complex.
I give a rat's ass about Twitter.
This is UFC Hall of Famer Pat Miletich. You're listening to Don't Hassle Us. We're local on ESPN 93.5.
I wanna be a cowboy, and you can be my cowgirl. I wanna be a cowboy.
Now at Menards, save big money on your next project with 11% off everything. Max Bond exterior flat paint and primer in one from Dutch Boy features a no prep, no prime formula for superior adhesion to previously painted surfaces. Just $32.02 a gallon after sale price and 11% off. Additional sizes and finishes are also on sale. Offer ends June 23rd. Stop waiting and start saving with 11% off everything. Now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Gobo Productions presents One Night of Queen. Since forming in 2002, Gary Mullen and the Works have performed to sellout audiences all over the world. And now they're back in the USA for a brand new tour. One Night of Queen is a spectacular live concert recreating the look, sound, and showmanship of arguably the greatest rock band of all time. You'll hear classic Queen numbers including We Will Rock You, Fat Bottom Girls, Another One Bites the Dust, Bohemian Rhapsody, and We Are the Champions. One Night of Queen, performed by Gary Mullen and the Works. This show will rock you.
Coming to the TaxSlayer Center March 24th. Tickets are on sale now at the TaxSlayer Center box office and Ticketmaster.com. Presented by Town Square Media.
Hey, it's T-Roy from Don't Hassle Us, We're Local. We've got your chance to win tickets to see two-time Grammy-nominated blues rock guitarist Joe Bonamassa, Thursday, March 7th at the Adler Theater. You can win your pair every day while we talk sports on Don't Hassle Us, We're Local between noon and 2. You can also register to win a pair by entering on the ESPN 93.5 app. Don't miss the Guitar Rock Fan of the Year, Joe Bonamassa, at the Adler Theater Thursday, March 7th. Tickets now on sale through Ticketmaster or the Adler Theater box office. Listen to win from Don't Hassle Us, We're Local and ESPN 93.5.
A polar vortex outside and a heat wave inside Augustana College's Carver Center. The Vikings from North Park visit Rock Island Saturday for a women's and men's doubleheader. The women start at 5, followed by the league-leading Vikings men's game at 7. Wednesday, the men's squad welcomes Wheaton. Tip is at 7. Saturday the 9th, it's another basketball doubleheader, hosting Milliken, with games at 5 and 7. For more information, visit augustana.edu. Augustana College, a family-friendly front row seat to big-time small college sports.
This Valentine's Day at Mary's Diamonds and Jewelry, we have selected 3 amazing Valentine deals starting at just $99. And with every purchase, you will receive a rose from Coleman's Florist and Lago Marcino's Chocolate.
As always, we have our gorgeous bridal collection starting as low as $299 with interest-free financing available.
We're your one-stop shop at Mary's Diamonds and Jewelry, 2115 East 12th Street in the village of East Davenport, home of the new Wow Factor.
Happy Valentine's Day!
ESPN 93.5 is KJOC Bettendorf Quad Cities from the Sheedy Family Chiropractic Studio. ESPN 93.5 wants you to be an insider. Access.
All right, right, we are back in the Hassle Palace. Brought to you by Done Right Satellite and Dish. This is Don't Hassle So Local on ESPN 93.5. And from our Quad City Times, we have Matt Koss back in the studio. Welcome back, Matt.
Good to be with you guys.
The hardest working man.
Well, I don't know if I can say that the last couple of weeks.
I'll tell you what, you work harder than Metcalf.
My wife has seen me a little too much the last 2 weeks with all these postponements and so forth. But we get ready for a busy 2 to 3 week stretch here. Really kind of, we have one of these about every season, and this is the one right here where everything kind of comes together with postseason tournaments about every sport you want with wrestling, swimming, basketball, bowling. It all happens here the next 3 weeks.
Yeah, so just looking at your next week alone, you've got high school basketball tonight, district wrestling tomorrow, off Sunday, high school basketball Monday. I don't know what you're doing Tuesday. Travel. Wednesday, probably travel. Wednesday, you've got duels. State tournament through Saturday.
Yep, you're about.
Wow.
Yep, and then Sunday the 17th, nothing right now. And then Monday the 18th, we'll have 3A, 4A boys start postseason.
Mm-hmm.
Then Tuesday the 19th, we'll have girls games for the right to go to the state tournament. And then Wednesday the 20th, there may be an off night there. And then Thursday, Friday, we've got postseason 3A, 4A boys again. So,
well, she better get used to seeing you now because it doesn't look like she's going to see you much coming up.
Till about March 10th, it's about an every night thing right now.
Dang. Well, you would think with the weather that, you got a little break and nothing to talk about, but there was some breaking news as far as local high school football.
Brandon Cruzy, who had been the Davenport North football coach here for the past 3 years, really had done a nice job. You'd seen that program really make some steady growth. They won one game his first year, 2 years ago, and then they had a winning season this past fall at 5-4. He is leaving North to become the head football coach at Mason City. Mason City, about 30 minutes from the Minnesota border. He's got some daughters that live up in northwest Wisconsin that he wants to be a little closer to. It'll cut that down by about 2 hours from how far he is from them right now. So that was kind of the big reason for it, because when you look at Mason City football right now, it's in a worse spot than where Davenport North is. Mason City's coming off an 0-9 season, haven't had a winning season in 10 years. That was once a really proud program. Barry Alvarez, he got his coaching start there. He won a state title there in the late 1970s. They had some really good teams even in the late 90s, early 2000s, but that program's really fallen on some hard times here the last decade. So it'll be kind of a rebuilding project. It will be a rebuilding project, just like he kind of inherited at North. But when you look at it from a North perspective, you hate to see it because he was making progress. The kids, you could tell they were really getting acclimated with his system. They were buying in. The numbers were good in the program. He was doing a good job with their strength program. So a lot of things were headed in the right direction, and we kind of saw that on the field this year. They went into Week 9 playing for trying to get into the postseason, and I know they got into a postseason a couple years back when they had only won one game, but you could really tell North football was really on solid footing here compared to where they'd been the last couple of decades. So it'll be interesting to see what direction they go.
Right. Who's the front runner?
Well, who knows? This all just kind of broke last night. So unfortunately, he hadn't even had a chance to tell his team yet in person. So that'll happen in the coming weeks and months in terms of what direction they go with this. I know they've got some good guys on staff. I don't know if any of those guys would be interested in jumping up to be the head coach. Their AD, Jeremy Mosier, was a head coach for a while. So there's some different directions they can go, but it's definitely a lot better position than it was 3-4 years ago.
Mosier was at West, right?
Mosier was at West, and then he had a lot of success before that at Northeast Goose Lake, Class 1A, 2A schools.
He was a quarterback at West, too, at one time. Didn't he prep there?
Yeah, he played at Davenport West.
Yes.
Yep.
All right, so this weekend you've got District 3A District Wrestling at Bettendorf, and Assumption in 2A heads to Central DeWitt. So which one are you headed to?
Actually, I am going to the state swimming meet tomorrow.
Oh, nice.
We've got Bettendorf and Pleasant Valley are both in the mix for top 3 finishes this weekend. We could have 5-6 event state champions from that this weekend in Iowa City. So I'm actually going to do the swimming tomorrow. I did wrestling Wednesday night, and just from a logistical standpoint, it works best for our staff. So I'm doing swimming Saturday, and then I'll be full wrestling mode next week.
Yeah, that was a nice article you had today for the Bulldogs swimmer Bunn. I forget the first name.
Yeah, Charlie Bunn.
Charlie Bunn.
Yep.
So Wednesday night, North Scott Bettendorf for the right to go to state. Assumption won as well. So those two will be representing Eastern Iowa at the state duels on Wednesday. Bettendorf has Ankeny Centennial.
Yep, Centennial. It ended up being, this year was the first year they had the coaches seed the state duels. A lot of it went by some of the rankings, I'm sure, that were released, a couple weeks prior. But they put it in the coaches' hands this year. The 8 coaches that qualified, you couldn't vote for your own team, but you voted for the other 7, how you would rank them 1 through 7. So after all those rankings played out, Bettendorf ended up the 6th seed out of 8, and that's probably pretty fair. Talking to Dan Knight after their win Wednesday night over North Scott, he kind of felt that they were going to be in that 5-6 range. So it played out about right. He just didn't want to face Southeast Polk or Waverly Shell Rock in the first round. I think those 2 teams are clearly the head of the class in 3A when it comes to the duel standpoint. So Centennial, it'll be a tough duel, but I think they can win that duel. But then if they win, they're probably looking at Waverly Shell Rock in the semis, and that'll be a tough task. That's right now Bettendorf's only lost to an Iowa school this year in dual competition, Waverly, when they went up to that tournament in December.
I agree with you. I can see them getting past Ankeny Centennial. I liked what they were at the 6th seed. But yes, then you run into Waverly Shell Rock, and either one of them, Southeast Polk or Waverly Shell Rock. I know we talked to Ross the other day, and he was asking me, and I said it's Waverly Shell Rock or Southeast Polk. But it really depends. Now, and we were talking about this, what is your, as the duels has expanded now, since it went to the Wednesday before, the first couple of years, some teams were laying off. Even in the first round, the entire Wednesday, they were laying off. Bettendorf never did. Assumption never did. They were going for the title no matter what. But I think that's kind of changed. Maybe if you lose first round, then they start bringing in JV guys. So I don't think Centennial is going to be like laying any of their big dogs out, right?
I wouldn't think so. I think most of the time you see for the quarterfinals, everybody kind of pretty much goes full board after it. And then after that, it's kind of, we'll see how things kind of play out. I think the big thing, too, it's a chance to get a lot of those kids at least a match in Wells Fargo before the individual state tournament. So I think a lot of the coaches look at it from that standpoint. But if you do lose that quarterfinal duel, then the best you can get is 5th place. Then you kind of weigh, okay, is it worth getting a kid a couple more matches, or if you risk injury and he's not available for the individual tournament and things like that, particularly if you've got an individual who you think is going to end up on the podium by the end of the weekend. Yeah. So a lot of times you'll see them throw in, and it's a chance for some of the younger guys to kind of get some experience as well.
100%. You gotta get them. Yeah.
Sorry. Some breaking news, buddy.
Okay.
Talking about some high school football across the river.
Yeah.
I have an anonymous source.
All right. Well, okay.
Let's.
Yeah.
All right, fine.
No.
Rumor mill: Moline football coach leaving.
Morrissey?
So he told the team last night they've been back-to-back
Big Six champions,
undefeated in the conference, back-to-back playoffs.
Wow.
So he's leaving.
Okay. Well, we'll have to look into that. Yeah. When we take a break, I'll text a parent of a Moline, and we'll see.
T-Ray's only getting Hungry Hobo discounts today, so he didn't have his T-Ray text thread up.
Yeah. So. But like back to what you're saying, and we'll take a quick break after that. I think if you don't win first round, then you let the younger kids get a taste of Wells Fargo and get that appetite to get there and to work harder in the off season. But let's take a quick break. Let's follow up on what we just heard, and then we'll talk about Assumption in 2A and the 3A wrestling, and we'll be right back.
All right. Do you want the latest in TV and security technology but don't know where to start? Call Done Right TV and Security Solutions, your Dish Premier local retailer, and get started today. They'll take the guesswork out of choosing the latest smart home technology with your budget in mind. Dish has been a leader in technology for years, and the Hopper Smart HD DVR interacts with your smart speaker to change channels, pause, and fast forward with just the sound of your voice. Sign up today and receive a Nest doorbell system free, courtesy of Done Right. Call 866-84-RIGHT today and let Done Right provide local professional installation with personal service that is trusted by thousands of homeowners and businesses in the Quad Cities. Requires an internet-connected Hopper and restrictions do apply. That's Done Right TV and Security, 866-84-RIGHT.
Hey, this is Dorf with Dancing with the QC Stars. You're listening to Don't Hassle Us, We're Local on ESPN Radio 93.5.
Great contests and giveaways, and be in the know at ESPN935.com. Brought to you by Necker's Jewelers, where the Quad Cities gets engaged, and ESPN Quad Cities. From local to global, ESPN 93.5 has you covered with your Quad Cities sports talk show. It's Don't Hassle Us, We're Local. Talk sports with your favorite foursome, T-Roy, Jay Bird, Surge, and you. Weekdays from noon to 2 on ESPN 93.5.
Looking for a new or used bow? R&R Sports in Bettendorf has the most bows and crossbows in the Quad Cities. They've got the new 2019 bows from Matthews, Hoyt, Bowtech, and PSE. And for crossbows, Raven, Parker, and PSE. Now you can try it out on their indoor archery range before you even buy it. R&R offers junior archery supplies and muzzle loading too. They've got guns from Benelli, Stoger, Franchi, Springfield, Ruger, and Remington. Plus you can see R&R Sports in Bettendorf for deer processing. Visit them online at rnrsportsinc.com.
Get more with McGrath.
Everyone knows more is always better, and that's exactly what you get with the McGrath Used Car Superstore of Davenport. Right, Gavin McGrath?
Without a doubt. We've got more of the used trucks everyone wants, and we'll save you more when you buy.
McGrath backs it up with prices from $10,988.
That's $10,988 on certified 4x4 pickups like F-150s, Rams, Sierras, and Silverados, plus pre-owned SUVs starting at $89.88.
And for those buyers with credit concerns?
It's no concern at the McGrath Used Car Superstore of Davenport. More finance sources to choose from and a team that works hard to get you approved.
It's tax time season, Gavin. Does that mean even more savings?
Absolutely. Bring in your tax refund and we'll double it up to $2,000.
More value for everyone at the McGrath Used Car Superstore of Davenport.
4618 North Brady Street in beautiful Davenport.
Online, McGrathAuto.com. Double your tax refund up to $2,000 varies based on price point.
ESPN 93.5 wants you to be an insider. Access great contests and giveaways and be in the know at ESPN935.com. Brought to you by Necker's Jewelers, where the Quad Cities gets engaged, and ESPN Quad Cities. From local to global, ESPN 93.5 has you covered with your Quad Cities sports talk show. It's Don't Hassle Us, We're Local. Talk sports with your favorite foursome, T-Roy, Jay Bird, Surge, and you. Weekdays from noon to 2 on ESPN 93.5.
This Valentine's Day at Mary's Diamonds and Jewelry, we have selected 3 amazing Valentine deals starting at just $99. And with every purchase, you will receive a rose from Coleman's Florist and Lago Marcino's Chocolate.
As always, we have our gorgeous bridal collection starting as low as $299 with interest-free financing available.
We're your one-stop shop at Mary's Diamonds and Jewelry, 2115 East 12th Street in the Village of East Davenport, home of the new Wow Factor. Happy Valentine's Day!
Hey, it's T-Roy from Don't Hassle Us, We're Local. We've got your chance to win tickets to see 2-time Grammy-nominated blues rock guitarist Joe Bonamassa, Thursday, March 7th at the Adler Theater. You can win your pair every day while we talk sports on Don't Hassle Us, We're Local between noon and 2. You can also register to win a pair by entering on the ESPN 93.5 app. Don't miss the Guitar Rock Fin of the Year, Joe Bonamassa, at the Adler Theater Thursday, March 7th. Tickets now on sale through Ticketmaster or the Adler Theater box office. Listen to win from Don't Hassle Us, We're Local and ESPN 93.5.
ESPN 93.5 is KJOC Bettendorf Quad Cities from the Sheedy Family Chiropractic Studio.
Hey, Bird. We're in the Hassle Palace, everybody. Not in Jabba's Palace. This is Don't Hassle Us, We're Local here on ESPN 93.5. We're back in studio with Matt Koss from our Quad City Times.
Try to make this professional when Koss comes in. He just told us we were hyper when we were driving in, but we hadn't seen each other in a while because of his weather, Koss.
I think we've come a long way with Koss. I think he actually likes us.
I know we have come a long way. The first time he came on, we were talking about a kickball championship, intramural kickball championship.
I know, he was looking at us like we were, like we had boogers on our face.
So this week, basically for Bettendorf and the local teams at Bettendorf and the local teams for Class 3A, it's the MAC minus Burlington and Assumption, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So 8-team tournament, top 2 at each weight class advance to state. Couple intriguing weight classes where they're going to be some guys left out. One that I really look at is 195.
Okay.
You've got Ethan Berry from Clinton, who's ranked 3rd or 4th in the state. Kane Schmidt for Bettendorf, who's had a really good year. And then Dalton Sell of Muscatine, who's ranked 9th. Sell pinned Schmidt at the MAC meet for 3rd place. Obviously, Julian Broderson, who won't be at that district. He's being in 2A with Assumption. So that leaves a spot. But what I'm saying is one of those 3 guys is not going to be going to Des Moines. Sell's been a state qualifier in the past, and Schmidt's had a really, really good year for Bettendorf. So it'll be interesting. It's going to come down to Schmidt and Sell wrestling in the semifinals, and whoever can win that match is going to advance, and the guy that loses probably is not going to get a wrestle back. So that'll be the key match there at that weight class. 285, you look at it, Little's obviously the favorite, but he's had a couple one-point matches with Manny McGowan of Downport Central, who's also state ranked. Evan Kilstrom of Pleasant Valley's really good. He beat McGowan, I believe, earlier this year one time.
He's also an Iowa State football recruit.
Yeah. He's he'll be a preferred walk-on at Iowa State. Yeah, but so there's another weight class where you're going to have one guy that's going to be left out. So those are probably the 2 weight classes that are the most intriguing. But probably Bettendorf and North Scott. Those are the 2 teams that'll walk out of that with the most individual state qualifiers this weekend.
Yeah, and Assumption goes up to Central DeWitt for their Class 2A district. And, there's some names in there that we've been talking about. Obviously, you have Broderson, but also the one that I see coming from the other sectional is West Delaware.
Oh, this is a brutal district. When you look at it, you got Mount Vernon there. You got West Delaware, who's ranked number 1. Then you throw in Assumption. Comanche has a solid team this year with 6 individuals that qualified. This is what I think when I looked at it, just the number of ranked wrestlers at each district, this was head and shoulders above any other district in the state in Class 2A. Just a loaded field. Assumption, they're going to have a tough time, I think, getting more than maybe about 5 guys to the state tournament. When you look at matchups and things like that, they're really going to have to pull some upsets, I think, to get more than 5 through. Obviously, 82, they're in good shape. 95 with Broderson, Seth Adrian at 220. TJ Fitzpatrick in the lower weights, I think he should be fine. But some of those guys in the middle weights that they were able to get through last week, really going to have to wrestle well to get past this weekend.
Yeah, it is a very tough one. So, I mean, if you're a wrestling fan here in Eastern Iowa, you have 2 locations not too far away from each other at Bettendorf and at DeWitt Central to see some really good wrestling. And it's just days away. We already have a commitment on Friday. I'm trying to figure out if I'm going to go up to duels on Wednesday, and then because 3A starts at 9 on Thursday.
3A and 2A both go at 9 a.m. on Wednesday.
No, but I'm talking about on Thursday, the first round.
Thursday, the first round, yep. 3A starts it off, 1A in the middle, and then 2A at night.
And then I was thinking about heading home, but I don't know. And we don't know if we can take the show on the road and do that, but we haven't really talked about it. But Friday we have our pool. We're playing pool against the young men from the Quad City area who beat the adults at the Iowa State Billiards Championship. So we're going to have a little thing between them on Friday. But, Koss, thanks for coming on, man. I know you're busy and with the weather and everything else, but I appreciate your time. We really enjoy having you on, and thanks.
Appreciate it. Just one last thing I wanted to plug. Monday night, North Scott Bettendorf boys basketball game. Number 1 versus number 2. You got North Scott right now 17-0. Bettendorf sitting 16-1. If they both win tonight, Bettendorf's at Assumption. That'll be a difficult game, but one I think they can get. North Scott hosts North. Then they'll go into that matchup 1 versus 2 next week. And the MAC really at stake. If North Scott wins, they'll win the MAC. If Bettendorf wins, they'll probably end up sharing the title. But not too many times I can recall in the last 15 to 20 years.
That's
we've
what
had
I was going to ask you. When was
one
the last
versus
time?
two
Yeah, we
and
meant to
4A.
ask you that.
We had a few years ago when PV and North Scott played in the state championship
That
game.
was it when we were talking about that was a 1 and 2.
I don't think, though, they were ever 1 and 2 in the regular season. When Bettendorf had a couple of those good teams there with Bear and Clearman, Sortillo, they were never. It was never 1-2 because Iowa City West was always number 1 at that point. So I can't think of any time in the last 20 years where we've had 1 versus 2, especially this late in the season in February going at it. So really good game when they met the first time. North Scott pulled it out in overtime. This North Scott team just continues to find ways to win. They've won 2 games in overtime. They went in double overtime the other night against Davenport Central. They beat Assumption at the buzzer a couple weeks ago. This team just really connected on the defensive end. They don't have a lot of depth, but the 6 guys they put out there really play well together. So, and then obviously DJ Carton on the other side. But they've had some other guys play well recently as well. Trevor Feller's giving them some big minutes, Oliver Becaris. So really looking forward to that matchup Monday night. And they'll be in different sub-states. So there may be a third meeting down the road at Wells Fargo Arena in March.
That'd be outstanding.
Before you go, actually, there's a couple other things I wanted to talk to you about. First off, T-Roy, who did you take in your golf, your fantasy golf?
Ches Reavy.
Okay, because now explain to Koss what you have to do for your golf.
So you get one golfer per tournament, except for the majors. You get 2.
Okay.
But once you use that golfer, you're done with him for the year.
So you took Ches Reavy this week at Pebble?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Took Ches at Pebble. Last week I took Hideki Matsuyama. I think that's who I took.
Did you look at anything about the MLB possibility rule changes?
I've just seen a little bit. I saw they're not going to call it the disabled list anymore. I saw that. They're going to call it the injured list now.
Yeah.
And then the DH, is that the other thing?
Well, the first thing is MLB came to him and said that they wanted to make games more exciting, speed them up, and they were saying that relievers had to face the minimum of 3 batters.
Yeah, I don't like that.
The MLBPA came back and said, well, we want to get rid of the DH. What was the other one? We want to get rid of the DH. No, we want to have the DH in the National League.
The clock? The pitch count?
Pitch count.
Sorry.
That's the other thing. But yeah, the big thing was the DH.
No, big DH, and then all pitchers having to face a minimum of 3 batters.
Yeah, we just brought that up.
Yeah, that's what Major League Baseball said. MLBPA came back and said,
big one.
Yeah, and they said, so that's what MLB said.
Runner on second.
That's all the commissioner. If they can't come together or anything, the commissioner then has the right to put in the runner on second in all spring training games and the All-Star game in the 10th inning. They can do the pitch clock.
Let's see. The other one was the penalties versus rewards on.
Oh, that's the other
record for good and bad teams.
MLBPA wanted to have, if you didn't reach a minimum number of victories for so many years in a row, then it would cost you draft picks.
Why are they tinkering with this?
It's a great question.
I just don't. I'm a traditionalist, so I guess I fall on the other side of this. But
okay, being a traditionalist, what's your thought on the DH?
I'm not a fan of it.
Don't like the DH in general.
Don't like the DH in general.
Okay, what about
the American League? Obviously, they've done it for long enough now that.
Well, how about this? How about either everybody uses it or everybody doesn't?
I would agree with that.
Okay, and you're
especially now since you're playing interleague games and everything.
You're probably okay with either way, right?
I'm fine with either way, but let's just
see. I know you. I know you, Goss. I pay attention.
But if I had a preference, I would say no DH at all.
Sure.
But I know we're not going to get to that point. They're not going to eliminate it totally.
I'm agreeing with you on either one. Either everybody do it or everybody don't. But I lean the other direction. I would say I'd prefer everybody just use it. Okay, I know traditionalists say it's part of the game, purity, blah blah blah. But this day and age, just everybody use a DH.
Yeah, that
we most of us say that pitchers batting is a joke.
Yeah.
So
and I understand that, but I'm talking, things like, a reliever has to face a minimum of 3 batters. Come
awful.
on,
I think that's the worst one.
Yeah.
I mean, what are you going to do? You got a guy in there that can't get across the plate all of a sudden. You're going to leave and he has to load the bases before you can pull him out.
Right.
Yeah, it changes the whole complexion of a game in late innings.
I think that is the worst proposed rule out of all of them is some people wrote that it's relievers. It's not just relievers. They're saying every pitcher.
Yeah. Because
it's not just relievers.
Wasn't it Wade Miley that came in through one pitch?
Yeah. Guy gets shelled, and then somebody else comes in.
Well, that's 3 batters. You're going to get shelled.
Wait, man, I agree.
No. So one guy gets shelled. They bring in a reliever.
He's not ready to be. He's this guy that's letting the long reliever get warmed up.
So
he's got to get in and get shelled again.
Bases are juiced, and this guy loses a full count battle and ends up walking 1 run in. Okay, but now it's righty versus lefty or righty versus righty situation where they should switch.
And there goes the fun times when like Jose Canseco pitches for a batter.
Right.
You know?
No.
Okay, one last thing. Koss, who are you cheering for the Alliance? Who are you pulling for?
Oh, my God.
Come on.
This Alliance.
Yeah, see, I want that quote right there. This Alliance.
Come on, Matt.
I did see Bob Stoops is in this league now.
No,
XFL.
XFL.
Okay.
He's the GM and the coach of the Dallas team that's going to be for the XFL. It kicks off
Okay.
in 2020.
Yeah, I don't even have my leagues right, so.
It's okay.
It's all right. We'll help you along.
Yeah, just watch this weekend, and you can come back next week and you say, hey, I really like that San Antonio Commanders team. Or
San Diego Fleet.
Well, Memphis Express is coached by Samurai Mike Singletary.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bob Sanders is the defensive coordinator for the Orlando Apollo.
So what's a TV network that's...
CBS.
Okay.
CBS Sportsnet. TNT will have, I think, just playoff games on. The NFL Network will show 19 total games, including one, I believe, on Sunday. So a lot of them are streamlined, but CBS on Saturday night, I believe we're going to have the San Antonio Commanders versus, I can't remember. I don't think we're going to get the Orlando Apollos versus the Atlanta Legends.
All right. Matt, do you want the news on Moline?
Sure, yeah.
I have where he's going.
Okay.
Anonymous. Source.
Okay.
He has accepted the head job at Stevenson High School, Lincolnshire, Illinois, in an 8A school.
I like that.
That's a good job.
Yeah. All right, Matt, thank you so much. You're going to be very busy. Obviously, we're not going to have you next Thursday. You'll be at State. We'll figure out a time, either call in or something like that. Maybe we'll find something earlier in the week so we can talk about that. Well, it's the first time the State's going to be seeding.
Yep.
So
first time individual state tournament will be seeded this year. So.
You and I will either call in or you can stop in and we can talk about some of the seedings and what we saw from that.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, buddy. Hey, have a safe trip to the State. And that's in Iowa City now, right?
Yep, Iowa City tomorrow. Yep.
Have a safe trip there.
All right,
Thanks,
Klaus,
Matt.
Be safe.
Thanks.
And it's Friday, everybody, and we're looking forward to happy hour at Van's Pizza Pub and Grill, and they have the best happy hour for you from 3 to 6. They feature $2 wells, $2 domestic drafts, and $3 crafts and imports. And tonight you can also enjoy $3 Long Islands and $3 margaritas with any of those Van's specialty pizzas while you're watching the Iowa Hawkeyes play some basketball. That was yesterday. I don't know why that's on here, Jay. Anyway, you can get any of the Van's food items to go at Van. This is the Friday ad.
That's on you.
No, it's not. It says Friday.
Pre-read it.
It says Friday.
Pre-read it.
That's on you. Anyway, go to vanspizza.net, check out their menu, and then just go to Good to Go at 322-2220, or check out goodtogoqc.com and get any of that food delivered right to your home. Make sure you check it all out. They're at 3333 North Harrison Street or 217 Brady Street in Davenport. Van's Pizza Pub and Grill. Come get served.
SCW Pro, and you are listening to Don't Hassle Us, We're Local on ESPN 93.5.
Give me a hell yeah! Woo!
When storm damage hits, All Major Restorations is your insurance claim specialist. Loose or missing shingles, dented siding, or damaged windows. All Major Restorations of the Quad Cities works with your insurance company, making the process quick and easy. The insurance company has people fighting for them. Let All Major Restorations work for you. Residential, commercial, and industrial. There's a reason they have an A+ accredited Better Business Bureau rating. Storm damage estimates are always free. Visit amrestorations.com. All Major Restorations of the Quad Cities.
Are you retired? Don't want full-time? Have a CDLA? We've got the perfect job for you.
This is Eric at Winger Truckline, where flexible home time really means something. You don't have to drive for us full time. Tell us when you want to work. Work the days you want. At Winger Truckline, we respect you and what's important to you. Drive for Winger and you'll see. We say what we mean and we mean what we say. Call me today at Winger Truckline, 800-593-6433, or visit drivewtl.com.
Gobo Productions presents One Night of Queen. Since forming in 2002, Gary Mullen and the Works have performed to sellout audiences all over the world. And now they're back in the USA for a brand new tour. One Night of Queen is a spectacular live concert recreating the look, sound, and showmanship of arguably the greatest rock band of all time. You'll hear classic Queen numbers including We Will Rock You, Fat Bottom Girls, Another One Bites the Dust, Bohemian Rhapsody, and We Are the Champions. One Night of Queen, performed by Gary Mullen and the Works. This show will rock you.
Coming to the TaxSlayer Center March 24th. Tickets are on sale now at the TaxSlayer Center box office and Ticketmaster.com. Presented by Town Square Media.
This Saturday, the TaxSlayer Center is Hockey Fights Cancer Night as the Storm battle the Peoria Rivermen in the Cold War on 74. Saturday's game is presented by Centra Credit Union and KWQC. The Storm will be wearing Hockey Fights Cancer jerseys to be auctioned off after the game, and the first 1,000 fans get a pair of Storm sunglasses. Wednesday, February 6th from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m., fans are invited to come to the arena and paint your name or the name of loved ones who have fought cancer on the ice. Ticketmaster fees are still waived when you order online at QuadCityStorm.com.
This Valentine's Day at Mary's Diamonds and Jewelry, we have selected 3 amazing Valentine deals starting at just $99. And with every purchase, you will receive a rose from Coleman's Florist and Lago Marcino's Chocolate.
As always, we have our gorgeous bridal collection starting as low as $299 with interest-free financing available.
We're your one-stop shop at Mary's Diamonds and Jewelry, 2115 East 12th Street in the Village of East Davenport, home of the new Wow Factor.
Happy Valentine's Day!
What you're looking for is a great experience finding designer fashions in a fun environment. Grace Boutique in Bettendorf is here to make you feel welcome. Whether you're shopping for upscale fashions, business clothes, or the perfect outfit for a night on the town, Grace Boutique will make shopping easy and fun. Looking stylish can make your whole day better. Find an eye-catching, intoxicating look that gives you the striking style that you desire. They also offer private parties, fashion consultations, and more with new merchandise weekly. Grace Boutique, 53rd Avenue, Bettendorf.
ESPN 93.5 is KJOC Bettendorf Quad Cities from the Sheedy Family Chiropractic Studio.
It's time to play the game. Time to play the game! It's all about the game. And how you play
I think Jay lost it, everybody. We're here in the Hassel Palace, brought to you by Sunrise Satellite and Dish. This is Don't Hassle Us Local here on ESPN 93.5. You having fun, Bird?
Did you forget to do your stretches today? Or?
No. I'm excited. We're gonna do our very first ever guess the lines for the Lions.
Anywhere, anytime. Just got to get them in.
Yeah. The very first ever guess the lines. We get to talk about the Alliance. You guys can call in and at 563-391-3776. You can talk about the Hawkeyes if you want. You can talk about the Major League Baseball. You can talk about the Alliance. Please tell us if you're going to be watching, why not, how you think this is going to go, or tell us who your favorite team is. I, myself, am back in the Orlando Apollos. T-Roy is on San Diego Fleet. On Monday, he said he would switch, but I don't think he should.
No,
You've been there from the very beginning. Serge has got the Arizona Hotshots.
Hot Shots!
So, and they're currently the team favored to win the league.
Yeah, no big deal.
No big deal. And that's just what you do.
It's no big deal.
So,
and who's their rival?
San Antonio Stallions. Salt Lake City Stallions. Yeah, Salt Lake City Stallions. Yeah. Well, that's what Chantel said. That she's like, well, it must be. 1:30. We're gonna get a call in from the Memphis reporter for the Memphis Express. So we'll talk to him. And we got our first phone call. You're on ESPN 93.5. What you got?
Hey, what's happening, Jay? It's Easer A's.
Hey, Easer A's. What's up, buddy?
Oh, the Easers.
Long distance phone call. First time caller,
Yeah.
long time listener.
Hey, you got long distance?
Always.
You got some anytime minutes right now?
Yeah. What's going on up there, buddy?
It's nights and weekends in Dyersville.
Oh, it's awesome.
I thought that was heaven.
It's already dark up there.
So,
I'm excited for the Alliance to start this weekend, and Speed Week starts this week for NASCAR down in Daytona.
Okay. What goes on? What starts on? What's the race that kicks off the season for NASCAR?
They have the Clash, I believe it's called, on Sunday, and they also have qualifying for the pole on Sunday, and then the heat races are during the week before next Sunday's 500.
Qualifying for the pole. It sounds like something at Tuxedos.
Yeah,
Right.
well, it's about the same thing.
So the Daytona 500 is a week from Sunday?
Week from Sunday, yes.
Well, that's good because I know there's a pool that I usually get in for that from our friends at 7G, so I'll look forward to getting into that. The Alliance, who are you pulling for?
I'm with the Legends. I started off with the Fleet, but since the Legends went and got themselves a Hawkeye, I gotta go with them.
I drafted him in my draft.
Yeah,
I got me some Akram Wadley.
So we are
He's the
we are
man.
currently in a slow Alliance fantasy football draft. We Matt Bowie, who's been on before, he got a hold of us, and he's going to be in our other league that we're going to start next week. And we were doing a slow draft, so it's kind of a lot of it's throwing darts at the wall and hoping you hit a name because we don't know too much. It's a lot of deep diving on the internet trying to find who's starting where and who's going to be the sleeper pick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, and you don't know who, even if they say this guy's starting, you don't know. They might get into a game this weekend and be like, oh, this quarterback might be better. Or
yeah.
Well, yeah, I was looking at a site. They had like Bishop Sankey ranked like 8th, and that guy got cut. So, hey, this guy's dead.
No one knows.
So
yeah, I'm excited for Akram.
Yes, I want to ask you, Zerays, because you usually do your research or whatever else. Do you think the Alliance? Do you think the Alliance will make it?
Yeah, I do. Actually, I really do think it's going to make it. I think because they are getting aligned with the NFL, whether it's the Josh Johnson stuff or they're putting players on the Alliance teams based on what NFL teams they're on. That's how Akram ended up in Atlanta because he was drafted by the Titans. So he was in their quadrant or whatever they want to call that. So I think, in the fact that the network's picking them up, I think the Alliance is going to make it. No one hates having more football. It's just no one wants to compete with the NFL, and they're not going to compete. So
no, this is not a competition at all. Basically, what as Charlie Ebersol says is the Alliance is built really to find the next Kurt Warner. They want them to go on to the NFL.
And I think who was that? Ron Rivera? Mm-hmm. Yeah, Ron Rivera in November was he was talking about how excited he was for the Alliance because it gives them another way to scout these guys. Right. Maybe you can find that diamond in the rough, and they're going to be on TV where the arena, you kind of got to bounce around to find these games.
And you got to
these
look
guys
at,
are going to be right there for you.
You got to look at stats on paper and printouts and reports.
Well, yeah, and arena is not the same game. That's the other thing too. You can't just judge something off a guy off arena. So
there will be. Go on. I'm sorry.
I don't want. I mean, I'm not trying to get trapped by your guys' hype because you guys are the ones hyping it. But I really do feel like it's going to be a big deal.
You're trapped.
I'm not hyped. You're hyped.
I put a bear trap up by your house, dude. I'm totally getting you, man.
Here's the thing is that there's been scouts at every single preseason game so far from all 32 teams. There will be scouts at every single game from all 32 teams. To think of the quality of football, it's because that's what people are going to say. Oh,
they're saying the quality's good.
Let me give you some numbers, okay? 30% of the guys on the roster, 30% of the CFL members of the CFL left the CFL to become part of the Alliance. All right,
Akram was one of them.
Yeah, as of last week, when they were at 75-man roster, they currently since then have cut down to 52-man roster. As of last week, each team had there's 8 teams in the league. Each one had 75 men on the roster. 70% of them in the last 18 months had been on an NFL roster in some way or another, be it on the squad, the practice squad, or injured reserve. So they have the talent. It's just a matter of now, like maybe there's some guys that haven't had a chance. And if you really look at it, you look at like Patrick Mahomes. People say, look at what he did, but he actually had an entire season of getting reps. And I know we harp on Jeff Fisher, who's actually very instrumental in this league. Jeff Fisher is in development, and he's the one that says it takes 15,000 reps before an NFL quarterback it becomes an NFL quarterback. And this is the type of way that some of these quarterbacks will get that look and get maybe the next step. And these are some of the reasons why I think this thing is going to be successful, because I think the talent's there, and it's just a step below. So
a guy like Akram Wadley got signed by the Titans, who's full of running backs. Mm-hmm. You know, he was an undrafted free agent. He's going to be able to go there and play now and get those reps where he just sat, you know, from September through now. Mm-hmm. Where he never got to play. He didn't do anything because he signed with the team and didn't get picked up by anybody else. Now he's going to get a real look.
Yeah. I really am excited for this. It's just, again, it's more football. Instead, my opinion is, instead of just automatically coming out and dumping all over it and saying like, oh, it's stupid, give it a chance.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That is my exact point, is why crap all over it? Oh, the IFL didn't do so well. They flopped. Oh, the XFL sucked before. Now it's coming back. I'm not excited. Why? Why be so negative? Give this a chance. This has a...
Who's it hurting?
Exactly.
Who's it hurting if they do well?
Nobody.
It doesn't hurt anybody. It doesn't hurt anyone.
Right.
It doesn't hurt baseball. It's the beginning of the year anyway.
It definitely doesn't.
It doesn't hurt.
Any
It
other
doesn't hurt
sport.
NBA.
It doesn't.
It's their playoff
And it
season.
doesn't
People are going to
hurt
watch anyway.
Any other level of football. It's great for every other level of
I
football.
think, and this is easier. Did you hear this? McMahon is still trying to make it sound like it's him wanting to take over and be better than the NFL with the XFL, which is totally wrong. I think eventually...
That's
if
also his
the,
talk. It's
I know.
not realistic by any means.
Well, what I'm saying, if these leagues merge together, what they're best to do, and outrightly so, is to be a feeder program for the NFL, but still have a competitive product on the field that people like to watch.
Yeah, USFL, I wasn't really around for it, but it was better in the springtime, and when they tried to go head-to-head with the NFLs when they lost.
Yeah.
Some very good players in the USFL.
A lot of very good players were in the USFL. Yeah. Herschel Walker, Jim Kelly, just to name two.
Steve Young.
Reggie White.
Yep.
Those guys aren't going anywhere.
Yeah.
All right, Easer Aids, we're going to have to let you go because we got to try to get guest lines unless somebody calls in. But thank you so much for calling in, man. Always a pleasure talking to you.
Thanks for having me, guys. See ya.
All right, take care, man. All right, let's...
Guess the lines?
Well, we don't have to guess the lines. Let me talk about this weekend, all right?
What do you mean we don't have to?
Well, we do need to guess the lines, but let me give you a synopsis of what we're looking at here. First game, one of the games, Orlando, okay? Orlando's coached by Steve Spurrier.
So who are they taking on? Orlando versus who?
Oh, we got another phone call.
Atlanta
I said I was going to open it up. You're on ESPN 93.5. Who we got?
You got Mikey from Balls and Sticks.
Hey,
guys,
Mikey.
First, I want to extend the invite from Balls and Sticks to you guys to join our fantasy NASCAR coming up this summer. Listen to our show this week, and you can hear what the rules are gonna be and how we're gonna put it together.
Okay.
2, I'm a Memphis fan through and through. I can't wait to hear from this Memphis you guys you got coming in. I'm so excited for this. The AAF, it's gonna be great.
You get a couple of bells for being excited. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Thank you.
I mean, it's great. I can't wait. Guys,
hey, and you won tickets to go to a concert, man. You got all kinds of stuff going for you, Mikey.
Right.
That's great. So how did you decide to be a Memphis fan?
Yeah.
I know, but how did you come to that?
Catch you guys later.
No, Mikey, hold on.
Yo.
How did you decide to become a Memphis Express fan?
Oh, because I've been there. I mean, I've been to Memphis a bunch of times. Okay. I love the city. Beale Street. I mean, what else do you want? It's a great town.
How far? So again, how far of a drive is it from here?
Kind of the closest one to us.
How far of a drive is it?
It's like a 4-hour drive or so, roughly.
From here to Memphis? From where are you at right now?
Oh, I'm in the Quad Cities.
Yeah. So Memphis is only about 4 hours away?
No way. That's more than that, right?
No, it's only about 4.
We got to go to a game, guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's get in the car.
All right, Mikey, thanks for calling in. Listen, I'll listen to the podcast and figure out how this whole NASCAR fantasy thing works.
Okay.
Thanks,
Catch you
Mike.
later.
Thanks for calling in, man.
Yep.
Bye.
I'm definitely going with Sandra Bullock still down there walking around being the mom for Blindside.
Mm-hmm. All right, so let's see.
Legends versus the Apollos.
Yes, Michael Vick is the offensive coordinator there. As we know, we talked about Brad Childress left. Assistant coach Kevin Coyle took over from there.
This is at Orlando?
This is at Orlando. This is, yes, this will be at 7 o'clock. It'll be on CBS. It does CBS, but like I said, these are regional. This is at Spectrum Stadium. Also on Saturday night, San Diego Fleet at the San Antonio Commanders. This is at the Alamo Dome in San Antonio, Texas. And more than likely, from what I've read, this is the game that we will have on regionally on CBS. This is at 7 o'clock as well. On Sunday at 3 o'clock, the Memphis Express at the Birmingham Iron. We will be talking momentarily in about 5 minutes to the reporter of Memphis Express. We talked to Mark Burnett from the Birmingham Iron a couple days ago. And also on Sunday at 7 o'clock, this will be on the NFL Network. The Salt Lake Stallions at the Arizona Hotshots, 7 o'clock at Sun Devil Stadium. So we'll discuss more. Let's
obviously it's your premier game of the week.
Obviously, yeah. Primetime Hotshots.
It's like the Cowboys.
It is.
I was just going to say, they're almost like the Cowboys.
But back to what you were saying, Serge. It's easy to say, oh, it's just going to fail, or I'll just watch it one week. And the XFL did. The XFL went from, like, very high ratings week one to, by the end of it, like, the eighth worst numbers in the history of prime time. Because it was on prime time. But it's really easy to just, I don't know. Listening to a podcast, and I'll send the link out. From everything I said before where I was like, oh, it just doesn't seem like there's a lot of buzz. Charlie Ebersol is saying, we did this on purpose. Because what they did in the XFL, they made it seem like there was going to be grenades on the field. The defensive backfield was going to have, they did a poll, and people thought that the defensive players were going to have folding chairs that they could hit beforehand. So what he's saying is that he wanted to underpromise and overproduce. I will tell you this much, that app is nothing to be desired. It's really strange. It's no different than their website. The only thing they have is kind of like that. You know, at Old Chicago or at Buffalo Wild Wings, you could have the NTN trivia game.
Yeah.
And you could have the guest to play.
Yeah.
They have that you can be interactive. Okay. But the thing is like, there's no like login. Like I have a name on there.
Unless I'm going against Tony Romo, I will wreck shop on that game.
But you know what I'm saying? Like I could pick my own avatar and then I could pick my own name. So it just says Jay Foss, but there's no like login. So I don't know if I get kicked out and someone else can log. There's no acquiring. I don't understand how this is working.
There's a password for it.
I did not.
There used to be a password for you. You can't just log in under.
I'm talking about on this app for the Alliance. I did not. I didn't have to do an email. I didn't have to do anything. All I just did was
I scan your eye,
my thumb.
See, there you go.
To download it. So maybe.
Did you guess your odds yet?
No, I haven't guessed the odds, but we need to go to break. Okay, we need to go to break right before because he's going to be calling in momentarily in 2.5 minutes.
All right, everybody. Pints is Davenport's premier spot for craft draft beer and superb cocktails. Located on the edge of Davenport and Bettendorf, it's the perfect location for people out on the town. So grab some drinks before the movies or after dinner on a date night, or just stop by any day of the week to enjoy their happy hour or any of their 7 daily specials. And don't forget, every Sunday, Pints is proud to bring to you the best Sunday fun day there is, there was, and ever will be with $3 You Call It's. And then at 8 o'clock, we have Gong Show Karaoke with our boy Scott Stowe. Your chance to win $50 in house cash or get gonged. But you get a shot either way. That's Pints, 5268 Utica Ridge Road in Davenport.
Sides, head coach, St. Ambrose University Esports. You're listening to Don't Hassle Us, We're Local on ESPN 93.5.
And now an old classic commercial from Mark Brenny.
We're out in the great north woods of Scott County with outdoorsman and part-time motorcycle maniac Mark Brenny of Brenny's Motorcycle Clinic in Bettendorf to see what he does in the off-season. Hey, Mark, what are you doing up in that tree?
Hunting deer! Don't want my family to starve this winter.
So, what's all that equipment you have there?
Well, there's my thermos, my Walkman, Game Boy, pork and beans, microwave, newspaper, well, and of course my trusty gun.
So, how'd you get all that out here?
Only one way. Got me a new Yamaha four-wheel drive all-terrain vehicle. Made it in one load. Comes with front and rear racks, A-frame suspension, shaft drive. I even put a camouflage cover on this one.
Okay, so what's with the snowplow?
Well, you never know. Hey, wait. I see a deer.
Mark, that deer is as small as my dog.
So, watch this shot.
Oh, Mark, I think you missed.
Well, that's how most deer hunts go. So let's just ride Yamaha four-wheelers the rest of the day. Hey, wait. There's another one.
See them at Bernie's Motorcycle Clinic, 4426 State Street, Bettendorf, across from Alcoa.
Did I hit it?
Almost.
This Valentine's Day at Mary's Diamonds and Jewelry, we have selected 3 amazing Valentine deals starting at just $99. And with every purchase, you will receive a rose from Coleman's Florist and Lago Marcino's Chocolate.
As always, we have our gorgeous bridal collection starting as low as $299 with interest-free financing available.
We're your one-stop shop at Mary's Diamonds and Jewelry, 2115 East 12th Street in the Village of East Davenport, home of the new Wow Factor.
Happy Valentine's Day!
ESPN 93.5 is KJOC Bettendorf Quad Cities from the Sheedy Family Chiropractic Studio.
Champion of Change Awards. Nominations are due.
Welcome back to ESPN 93.5. Don't hassle us, we're local. We are, hopefully he's going to call in, but we're waiting on a phone call from Memphis Express reporter Dylan Rubino for the Alliance. So we'll wait whenever that comes in. But like we were saying, I told you a short break, not a big deal. Listen, like we were saying, and people are getting a little bit excited. I think after this weekend, I do think the majority of people around here, like we said, I think yesterday, Serge, when you were just like, it'll be on TV. And someone will go, wait a minute, what is this? All right, we got our phone call. All right. This is ESPN 93.5. Don't hassle us for local. This is Jay.
Hi, this is Dylan Rubino with the Memphis Express. I'm supposed to be doing an interview.
Yeah, you're on the air, Dylan. How you doing, man?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing well, doing well. Thanks for calling in. Really appreciate it. I know you guys are in the middle of practice and whatnot and probably just going through some walkthroughs and everything, but I really appreciate your time.
Yeah, thanks for having me. We're actually practicing right now, and it's freezing cold outside, so a little bit of time inside is good.
You guys are getting a little bit of the Arctic blast too, huh?
Yeah, no, it's freezing here. It's in the 30s. Not used to that in Memphis.
Okay,
I'll trade with you right now, dog.
It's
in the negatives.
You guys have it worse.
Yes. So, how is everything looking for the Express going into their game against the Birmingham Iron?
So far, so good. The team released an official depth chart today, so there's a starting lineup. We have that all set. I think we got a good look of those starters pretty much again in their scrimmage against Salt Lake. So I think the coaching staff basically has a game plan down. They're just going out, ironing out details. No pun intended, because they're playing the Birmingham Iron, but they're ironing out details.
I like what you did there.
Hold on.
Thanks.
What?
They're ironing out the details.
Yeah. So I think they have a good plan. I think they know what they're doing now and should be ready to go for Sunday.
Okay. So you just mentioned that the starters were announced. Now I know there was a kind of back and forth between Metzenberger and Hackenberg. Who's going to be the starter for quarterback?
Christian Hackenberg's going to be the starter.
Hackenberg is okay.
It is Hackenberg. Mettenberger had all the momentum through the start of camp. He made throws downfield and kind of extended the field vertically for the offense. But lately, and with his performance in the scrimmage, Hackenberg has all the momentum, and I think he's earned that starting job, and he's been playing well so far.
What can you tell me about the wideout Stringfellow?
So Demore Stringfellow is an Ole Miss guy. He played at Ole Miss for 2 years, I think, and which is Oxford, Mississippi, where I went to school. Ole Miss, it's about an hour 20 south of Memphis. So he's a big, strong body receiver. He's a good route runner, and he's physical. He's a physical playmaker to the football. So he's a good weapon to have on the outside.
So who are the starters listed for at running back, wide receivers, and tight ends?
So at running back, it's going to be Terrence McGee from LSU. He's listed as the starter. And then Zach Stacy, who played in the NFL for 3 years, 2 years with the Rams, one with the New York Jets. He's going to be closely behind McGee and running back. And tight end is going to be Brandon Barnes from Alabama State is a big, strong, physical tight end, really good run blocker. And the offensive line is going to feature an NFL guy at center, Demetrius Rainey, who was with the St. Louis and L.A. Rams. And we have another NFL guy, Dallas Thomas, who's going to start at guard, and he played for the Miami Dolphins for a year, and he's been bouncing around with training camps in the NFL. So a good amount of experience on offense.
And at wide receiver?
Wide receiver is going to be Stringfellow. He's going to be one of the outside receivers. K'Wan Ross from Kentucky, who's in the training camp with the Colts and the Bengals. He's going to be the other receiver on the outside. And then in the slot will be Fabian Guerra, who is a small school guy from Fairmont State and also played with the Arena Football League.
You know, we're frantically writing these down because we're trying to get into fantasy football leagues for this. So
right.
there's some information out there, not a lot, but we're in a slow one right now, and we're starting to create other ones after week one, because as it's, again, here in Eastern Iowa, Western Illinois, it just seems to be that there's not as much information, or people aren't following it. I don't know if it's a matter of they're just going to watch week one and decide if they're going to, really get into this or not, or if it's a matter of, because all of your teams are below the Mason-Dixon line, that it's just not regional for us yet. But I think week one, when you guys really come out of the gate strong, the Alliance, I think it's going to be something that's going to catch on.
It'll definitely take off, and people can't get enough of football. And when the NFL ends, I saw tweets just saying, "Oh, football's over. What am I going to do?" Well, you have the Alliance of American Football, and it's going to be here for another 3 months until the end of April. So it's exciting. It's another opportunity for people to watch professional football again.
What have you seen on the quality of play on the field?
It's very similar. There's not a drop off at all. These are professional athletes. They play college football. Some of them play in the NFL. There is experience here, and with all the coaching staffs for each team in the Alliance, there is NFL college football experience. There's Pro Football Hall of Famers like Mike Singletary with the Memphis Express, the head coach. So these guys know what they're doing, and it's a good product on the field, and it should be fun to watch.
How is Coach Singletary? Is he as intense as we all remember him to be during the days?
Oh yeah. He's very intense, but he's very hands-on, especially with the defense and the linebackers. He's very intense, hands-on. He's got this look in his eye that he demands perfection from all of his players, not just the defense players, but the offensive players. But it's good experience to have him here, and the players are really learning from him.
Okay, kind of off subject, but still Alliance related. I listened to a podcast with Charlie Ebersol, and I know all the players are getting the same salary, be it that they're the second string safety or they're the starting quarterback. But there's ways to be incentives to make more money, obviously by play and bonuses and whatnot. But there's another one that's also that I found, and that is engagement, social media wise. Do you see? Have they relayed that information to the players at all? Like, hey, we need you to be more active in your Instagram, your Twitter, whatnot, to get people involved, because they know that there's a following. I know what Charlie Ebersol referred to as Juju Smith-Schuster, how he has sort of created his own brand on social media, and he really wants something like that because he knows that's what's going to make it grow organically. Do they address that to the players at all?
I don't know about the players' side of things.
Okay.
I know some players are very active on social media, some aren't, and that's their decision. I don't think there's been a message sent to them, but I know for the league with the teams, we're trying to be very active on social media, promoting our league, promoting the Alliance of American Football, promoting each team. They're kind of having fun on Twitter and Instagram with banter towards teams like, hey, we're going to beat you with Birmingham week 1 on Sunday. We'll see you there. So it's all fun.
All right, Jay, you see some of these comments here. They're asking about the play call, play selection. You guys going to air it out? They're going to be ground and pound.
Yeah. What's the type of offenses do you think you're going to see more? Is it going to be a ground and pound, or are you guys going to air it out?
I think it's going to be more of an air-it-out type offense, trying to move quick, but with precision and accuracy. That's been the philosophy of the Memphis Express offense. And with the way the league's set up with the new rules, it kind of favors the offensive side of the football. So I expect all offenses, to move fast and to try and score at will.
And with the different rules and everything, obviously you're excited, but I think we're all really excited more to see the always go for 2 points, starting at the 25, the onside kick, to elect to take the ball at the 28 and it's 4th and 12 automatically. Kind of take us through that. Like, how do they practice all that?
They haven't really practiced on it much. They know the rules. They have certain set plays. If they want to do the long onside conversion, they have set plays for that. But it's not really something they take the majority of practice to focus on. But I think they have a plan. They know they'll have something ready for when that opportunity comes if they want to do it.
Okay, so it's not like the 2-minute offense. They don't have a certain set of plays that, hey, we're going to go. They just kind of play it like it's a normal 4th and 12, I guess.
Right.
Yeah. And then Dylan, yourself, how did you get involved with the Alliance?
So this past year, I was with the New York Mets in the PR department. I was an associate, so it's a year-long full-time employment, and I helped out with PR communication side with the New York Mets, dealing with the players, post-game interviews, writing press releases, doing game notes, and all that. And it was a year-long position, so I looked for something else, and I saw the Alliance of American Football starting up. I've always been a reporter. That was my major at Ole Miss, was print and broadcast journalism, and I was the sports editor for the student newspaper at Ole Miss for 2.5 years. So that's basically what I've been doing my whole career, and I wanted to get an opportunity in professional football, and the Alliance of American Football provided that opportunity for me, and I just said, why not? Let's give it a shot, and it worked out.
Did you just apply to the Alliance, or did you want to go back more towards your area?
I applied for every team, honestly. Yeah, I just sent out my resume on blast at all the teams, and one of them got back to me.
Okay. So, I mean, I'm sure this has been great to be part of something brand new. You are... obviously, we've seen this before back at the USFL, the XFL, but this isn't the same thing. I mean, yourself, you're
right.
you're on the cutting edge of something brand new.
Exactly, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted to do this, because the sky's the limit with this, and the potential with Charlie Ebersol running this league is limitless, and there's so many ways this league and the Alliance of American Football can expand and grow in popularity, and from the marketing standpoint, they've done everything right in kind of branding the Alliance and making sure that we have football and people are interested past the Super Bowl, and it's been great so far.
Dylan, we have we do our videos here. We do Facebook Live as well, so we have listeners that are commenting in the entire time that have a lot of good questions. Most of the time, they're good questions. Some guys out there want to know on our Vance Pizza Pub and Grill Facebook comment thread. We have some people that want to know, have you had Gus's Fried Chicken down there in Memphis yet?
Of course. Of course I have.
I know nothing about it. Can you tell us about it?
Everything is advertised there more. It's really good.
Okay. It's really good.
Sweet tea's really good, too, there.
All right. I love it.
You said the sweet tea?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, heck yeah.
Yes, sweet tea is delicious.
T-Roy's our resident foodie here.
Yeah, I love food everywhere. I haven't had Gus's Fried Chicken, though.
As much as we want to hear about everything Memphis, everything Alliance, we do need a food report every now and then as well.
You got it. Hey, that's not a problem.
Okay.
That is no problem.
So that'll be your side homework.
Yeah.
Everything else. So how long have you been down there?
I was in training camp for the team for all of January, and I just moved to Memphis Saturday.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I'm fresh off the boat.
Fresh off the boat.
So let's see. You moved in you were moving on Saturday, and I was blowing you up on Twitter all day on Saturday. So I'm sure you were busy.
You want to do guest lines with him on the air?
He's got other things to do. They're in the middle of practice. He's getting ready.
Okay.
But listen,
Yeah,
Dylan.
Saturday was a bad day for me. I was swamped.
Yeah. Listen, thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it. Is it cool if we check in with you sometime during the season as well?
Absolutely. This was fun, guys. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for being on. We appreciate it.
Absolutely.
I'll be in touch with you later. Are you going? You're going down with the team, right?
Oh yeah, we're flying tomorrow morning.
Okay. Well, have a safe trip down to Birmingham and go get them. Go Express.
I appreciate it, guys. Thanks for having me. That was fun.
Thanks, Dylan. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks, man.
All right. Bye.
Bye. All right. That was Dylan Rubino. You can follow him at I keep forgetting to do that. It's at Dylan J Rubino Rubino on Twitter.
Okay.
So go ahead and give him a follow there. That he's the Memphis reporter. A lot of good stuff there. A lot of guys out there that, from what I had from the starting rosters, that wasn't on there. It's good to hear about the quarterback.
I'm just hoping it gets back to me before you take somebody.
What? Take Hackenberg? I bet he's still out there.
He's already gone.
Is he?
Yeah, I already had him on my list.
Anyway, No, that was a lot of information. That was great talking to him. And
I think he's already gone.
Well, anyway,
He was yesterday. At least I couldn't find him.
all right. Do you want to do a real quick break, and then we'll do our guest lines? Real quick one.
All right. Every Thursday at Harrington's Pub, it's live music night, so make sure you check out and enjoy sounds from all your favorite quad seating musicians in a cool acoustical atmosphere. I want to thank last night to our friend Craig Smith, rocked it out.
He did. Last night was
certainly
great.
Did. It was. So that's Harrington's Pub, 2321 Cumberland Square in Bettendorf.
By noon on February 15th. This year's awards luncheon will be held on April 4th at the Waterfront Convention Center. For more information on the awards, please call Women Lead Change at 319-423-7175 or visit WLCglobal.org.
Get more with McGrath.
Everyone knows more is always better, and that's exactly what you get with the McGrath Used Car Superstore of Davenport. Right, Gavin McGrath?
Without a doubt. We've got more of the used trucks everyone wants, and we'll save you more when you buy.
McGrath backs it up with prices from $10,988.
That's $10,988 on certified 4x4 pickups like F-150s, Rams, Sierras, and Silverados, plus pre-owned SUVs starting at $89,888.
And for those buyers with credit concerns,
it's no concern at the McGrath Used Car Superstore of Davenport. More finance sources to choose from and a team that works hard to get you approved.
It's tax time season, Gavin. Does that mean even more savings?
Absolutely. Bring in your tax refund and we'll double it up to $2,000.
More value for everyone at the McGrath Used Car Superstore of Davenport.
4618 North Brady Street in beautiful Davenport.
Online, McGrathAuto.com. Double your tax refund up to $2,000 varies based on price point.
ESPN 93.5 is KJOC Bettendorf Quad Cities from the Sheedy Family Chiropractic Studio.
J-size cutout right there.
Baby, if you ever
It
wonder,
does sound like that.
Wonder
That was-
whatever became of me.
Want to thank Dylan from the Memphis Express for calling in. That's on Twitter. That's at Dylan J Rubino, Rubino, DYLAN J Rubino.
That's real Hassel Palace music, by the way, right?
Yeah,
there.
that is.
We're back here in the Hassel
I
Palace.
put his Twitter handle here in the comment thread on the Vance Pizza Pub and Grill Facebook comment thread here. I put Dylan's Twitter info on there. Go ahead and give him a follow, man. It's he's got a lot of good insight to us.
Yeah, and you know what?
Nice young, good-looking kid here.
Yeah, the
good-looking fella.
They're very busy, and they are usually all practicing at about this time when we're on. So it's nice that they can take a break away and talk to us. But they've all been very nice. They've all said nice things about the show afterwards when I thanked them for their time. I know we put them on the spot and they didn't Metcalf us. They said sure, but afterwards they have all said thank you very much,
Bobby.
Yeah, they've all said thank you very much. Yes, I'll be back on. Even Drew McDonald was like, I had a lot of fun. And I just said, hey, I'll be in touch later. He's a player and I don't want to be bothering too much.
We got to ask Dylan about Tebow when he comes back on next.
Okay.
Why? He knows Tebow?
He works for the Mets.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, we got to find out. We got to get our Tebow status.
So, all right, you want to do a quick guess of lines?
I'm on it. I already got mine down. I already done guessed them here at the Hassel Palace, brought to you by Done Right Satellite and Dish.
That's no guess,
Okay,
Jay.
the first
That's
one.
no guess, Jay. That's what they going to be.
Atlanta Legends at the Orlando Apollos. All right. I'm going to go. Now, first things first. You got to give them the good old-fashioned -3, right?
Jeez. Well, of course you do, Jay.
But I'm not saying that. They're also at the Bounce House. And this is the launch game at Spectrum Stadium.
I get it.
So I'm going to give them...
Right?
I'm going to give them...
Launch. The Bounce House.
3.5 for the Bounce House. I'm going to go Orlando Apollos -6.5.
Huh.
That's right. Well, I have to be biased right out of the gate.
You certainly are. Now,
Well,
Jay?
you know Vegas is Vegas traditionally really bets heavy on the Apollos. They know the big money comes out of
Jay,
that.
here's where you're way off.
Oh, okay. Tell me.
All right, because it's only 4.5 spread.
4.5.
Yeah, the Bounce House isn't worth that many points. All right.
Okay. But it's the ball
You know
coach.
why? They're in Orlando, man. Everybody's going to see Mickey. They're not going to see your Mickey Mouse team, all right?
That's a very good point. That's why I'm. Yeah, but this is the ball coach against the coach.
like I said,
the coach quit on this team.
Mickey
the
Mouse,
Atlanta.
not your Mickey Mouse coach either, okay?
All right, Serge, I gave you the numbers, right?
Oh, I got him, Jay.
Okay.
Looking for the real number. What did you guys see, Roy? Sorry.
I had 4.5. Jay had 6.5.
Yes.
You turds.
What is it?
You guys are going to tie on this one. It's 5.5.
5.5.
Weird. Thank God we did something different on the air for a change. Right back at a good old push. Good job, guys. How about the over-under?
Okay. This is a good...
Okay. First of all, you guys know I'm a fan of the over and everything.
Yes.
Already, which we'll get to my streak bet here in a minute.
Yes, we have... Yeah.
I like the over in all four of
Hold
these
on.
games.
Let's guess the over-under.
Go ahead and guess the over-under.
I'm going to take 42.5.
I'm going higher. I'm going 49.5.
Oh, thank God you didn't say 46.5. T-Roy's closer here. It's 44.5.
The ball coach is going to air it out.
I get that one right.
But T-Roy, you got that one right on guessing which it's closer to, but I'm going to go with Jay. This is going to be like 65 points.
All right. Hey.
I like the over. Okay, so I will tell you this.
Mm-hmm.
All of these games are very similar over-unders. They're not too far apart.
Okay.
All right, well,
So they're all right around. So you said what was that one?
So
at?
that was 44.5.
Okay, so they're all hovering around 45.
They're all around there, give or take. So keep that in mind when you guys are guessing.
All right. The next game, San Diego Fleet, the primetime game on Saturday.
It's going to be a bloodbath.
At San Antonio Commanders at the Alamo Dome. This is going to be San Antonio Commanders minus 4.5.
Jay, you're way off here, bud. See, because what's going on is the San Diego Fleet are
here comes the Fleet.
Much better coach team. You got Martz, you got Kitna out there, Cohen plays. You got Speedy
Mike
Gonzalez.
Riley is the coach of the Commanders.
I'm talking about San Diego Fleet.
I know, and I understand that. Mike Riley he's no slouch.
Riley. I could give a rat's ass about Mike Riley, Jay. This spread's 2.5. San Diego's a far superior team. Over under, I'm going to put this at 46.5.
Okay, you've got, would you, 2.5 who?
2.5. The San Antonio's still favored.
Okay.
But only by 2.5.
I've got 44.5 and
you said minus 4.5.
Yeah, minus 4.5 Commanders.
Okay, so Jay's going to get this one, T-Ray. Sorry.
What is it?
It's 5.
Ooh.
No respect.
All right, the
No respect
over-under,
for
and
the
you said
Fleet.
the over-under's what?
46.5.
We're going to do the Price is Right version. I'm going to go 47.
Oh, wow.
T-Ray's going to get this one. It's 43.5.
Oh, this is defensive battle.
43.5. Defense is 1 point less than the last game. It's a defensive battle.
Yeah.
They're all about the D.
Well, at least I got the over-unders going. Push, and you got this one.
Price is Right, that one. All right. Now, Sunday afternoon, the Memphis Express, who we just talked to, is at Birmingham Iron. I know that the Birmingham Iron is not a power team as far as the power rankings, but they still should be favored because they're at home. I'm going to put this at Birmingham Iron minus 2.5.
What's your over-under?
The over-under. The over-under.
Price is Right me again.
The over-under is going to be 43.
Well, Jay, you're way off.
You're going to go first next time.
I just like teasing.
What do you got, T-Ray?
I got the Birmingham Iron minus 4.
Oh.
And I also have the over-under at 44.5.
Okay, Jay's going to get both of these.
Yeah!
Like when he goes, nah, you're way off, buddy.
Yeah.
This is a close one. This is the closest spread of the week in the Alliance. -1. Birmingham -1.
Wow.
So this is going to be a good game here.
And Jay got the over-under?
The Express and the Iron. Jay also got the over-under. The over-under is 40.5.
Okay.
What did you guess?
I guess 43.
Oh, all right.
Okay, the marquee matchup.
Oh, yeah.
Between the number 1 power-rated team in the Alliance versus the number 2 power-rated team. The number 2 power-rated team comes into Sun Devil Stadium.
Dude, Hot Shots by 2.
The Salt Lake Stallions at the Arizona Hot Shots. This is going to do it. The good old-fashioned minus 3. I'll go first. It's the good old-fashioned -3.
Jay, this is the Arizona Hot Shots we're talking about, man.
And I
they're favored by a full touchdown.
Ooh. Wow.
And it's going to be an over-under to 47. High-scoring matchup here, Jay.
So you said -7. You said -3, Jay.
And what's the over-under, Jay? Hold on.
Price is right and 46.5. Serge, tell him what I won.
T-Roy, what'd you say for over/under?
47.
All right. Unfortunately, Jay's going to get both of these.
What? Who is the chef?
The Price is Right ain't right. You're supposed to guess it before, not
T-Roy,
after I give my number.
Price is Right, though. 7 is not a bad guess because it's higher than 3. It's 4.5.
Oh, okay.
He was only 1.5 off. You were 2.5 off, but it's 7's. I think 7's more realistic. I just think they don't want to embarrass the Salt Lake team.
The thing is, after this weekend, we'll see who's Vegas is calling for their lines because I'm probably going to be way better.
You guys want to put some money on all these? Let's go over on every single game.
Mm-hmm. I agree with
42.5, 40.5, 43.5, 44.5. Over.
Because there's only 4 games every week, we will be guessing the over/under every week as well. Serge, give me your Hassle Streak bet, will you please?
My Hassle Streak bet. Okay. Question for you.
Yep.
So since we had a couple things here for you, got some ideas. Okay. Normally on Fridays, whoever it's on, whether it's the Hasslers, JT Roy, or myself, we normally allow to bet a weekend game rather than just the game of the day, correct?
I'm sorry, say that again.
So we normally allow to guess like if it was a Saturday
we've done that
game.
Before, yeah.
So like
especially at marquee games like this. Yeah.
The Cowboys are playing on Sunday, we'd allow like T-Ray to bet a game. So, you guys okay with me betting a weekend game?
Sure, absolutely.
So should I be the first one to take the Alliance?
Why would you not? I don't know why you wouldn't.
Okay. Now the second
You better
thing,
be taking your hot shots.
Well, we'll get to that, T-Ray. Now,
come on, man.
Also with that,
Slow your roll.
how about this? So I'm at 3 in a row.
Yes, I believe so. Yes,
I'm at 3.
Yes, you were at 3 in a row. Yeah,
I'm at 3. So how about this? Let me take 2 different bets to kind of parlay this. Mm-hmm. If I win, I just get those two days. Mm-hmm. So my streak can, instead of 4, it would be 5.
Yes, and if you lose one of the 2,
if I lose one of the 2, dock me one. My streak only counts as 2 instead of 3.
I'll allow it.
Okay, cool.
I'll allow it. Yeah.
All right, so we're going.
He's in the middle of it.
We're going with the Alliance here. I'm going Arizona -4.5 hot shots, and I'm going over 42.5.
Love it
Taking
so hard.
a parlay for 2 days here on the Hassle Streak.
Give me a hell yeah!
There we go.
Yeah. So there's been a very, very packed week, and we're going to continue with guests. Reach out. This is a real thing that they want they want their players to reach out and expand their social media and their engagement. So which means we might even go as far as to have taped interviews if we can get to players.
Right.
But go out there.
Why are you laughing?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It is a real thing that they can get bonuses for this.
All right.
And so they really they can make more money by engaging with the fans. So it's really something that they should be doing. I didn't really believe that Dylan knew that much about it because it's not something. I mean, why would they just tell the reporter, hey, But it is something that Charlie Ebersol has said in a podcast that was on Yahoo Sports Finance. So basically, it's Yahoo gambling type of talk, but it's a Yahoo podcast. It's going to be an interesting weekend. We're going to see the quality. We may walk in and say, "Oh dear Lord, we were way off," or we may say, "Hey, it's about where we thought they were."
Well, if you have to take our guest word for it, I mean, they're saying it looks good. So
I've
I'm
heard
with
this
it.
I'm not just by the people we've talked to or the people I've corresponded with. I've heard this is the speed is like a 1B. It's not like a drop off when you say like hockey here to junior league. Do you know what I'm saying? Or like Blackhawks. You can the game. People say the game is different speed when you go see the Storm versus like the Blackhawks. They're saying like it's right there. Think of the CBA when the Thunder was here. All right, when it was right there. And like I said, these guys, their contracts can be null and void if the NFL comes knocking on their door. They can go to the NFL, and they're under contract for 3 years for this team, so they can leave to go play for the NFL. If they get cut, they can always come back. So this is NFL, and they are partnered with the NFL. I could talk more and more about this because I've done way too much listening to, I think, Ready to Defend for anybody who said, oh, this thing's just a bunch of hooey. So, just a bunch of hooey.
Okay,
all right.
So great topic for next show. The Alliance overtime rules. Easter A's brought that up here in the Vance Pizza Pub and Grill Facebook comment thread.
I know what it is.
You do. Okay,
Yes.
it's a great topic for next show.
Okay.
Let's not crack into that now.
Yeah, hopefully there's not an overtime
I
game.
got a great topic for next show.
No. Anyway, I've got some ads read. All right, you guys have a hassle-free weekend. We will see you soon.
This Saturday at the TaxSlayer Center is Hockey Fights Cancer Night as the Storm battle the Peoria Rivermen in the Cold War on 74. Saturday's game is presented by Accenture Credit Union and KWQC. The Storm will be wearing Hockey Fights Cancer jerseys